I have a lot of hunter pet related content on my channel, and I always talk about their design and which ones are where, how to find them and so on, but never about which ones are actually of good use. So today we will talk about the best hunter pets in different situations. I will go through all the specs and what they should use in which kind of content, but if you are only here for PvP, I will save you some time. No matter what spec you play in, for PvP you want a pet with mortal wounds, reducing the heal of your targets by 50%. And there are many different pets that would be useful in different situations. Your default should be an undead raptor, since many CC effects are of no use on them, because they are undead and not beasts. They can't get polymorphed by mages and so on. If you play against retribution paladins, you want to go with a rodent instead, since their Wake of Ashes ability could CC the undead raptor. And if you go against a comp with a lot of CC, you might want to take a river beast so you can heal yourself with your Fortitude of a Bear ability while stunned. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's get into the PvE stuff. Beast Mastery. As a raider, you want to go with Spirit Beasts. The 5% increased health from Tenacity pets are better than the leech from Ferocity pets, since the pets deal the most damage and you as a hunter would gain nearly nothing from the leech. Additionally, Spirit Beasts offer Spirit Mend, a healing ability that you can use every 30 seconds, and you can either leave it on autocast to support your healers, so it would automatically heal a low health target in the group, or you can deactivate autocast and make way to defensives like Acceleration or Survival of the Fittest to increase the heal you gain from it. In Mythic Plus, it always depends on your group and if you have to use Bloodlust or not. If yes, you should go for Ferocity pets with mortal wounds. Carrion birds, devil swords, ravagers, scorpions or wasps. Since none of the other pet utilities is usually relevant for Mythic Plus, having a Ferocity pet with healing reduction is definitely the best pick, since many trash mobs and even bosses have healing abilities that you can weaken drastically. If you do not need Bloodlust, you should go for Spirit Beasts again instead. If you are going for solo content like Old Raids or Delves, you definitely want a Clefttooth. They are Ferocity and give you a Bloodlust for the big bosses, but also are really tanky. Their Predator's First gives them 4% leech, which is increased by the Blood of a Rhino passive, and their Thickhead ability can tank the very hard hits easily. As long as you keep healing your pet, Clefttooths will take you through most Delves and Old Raids with ease. Marksman Hunters. In raids you will usually play with a Lone Wolf talent, which increases your damage by 5% if you don't use a pet. Because of a marksman spec, pets are really useless in terms of damage. However, you should still have a Ferocity pet of any kind to summon. When your healers are all dead in a boss fight, but perhaps you're still able to finish the boss off, you might want to summon it for the 4% leech, so you can sustain yourself a bit longer. Sure, you will deal slightly less damage, but it's still better than being dead. Also, in case you are the only one able to provide a Bloodlust, you can rather spend a few seconds to call your pet, use it and dismiss it again, than to use drums. Drums only give 15% increased speed to the raid instead of 30%, and this is a big number for the overall damage. Of course, your own personal damage would suffer a bit and you might go down 1 or 2 places in the meters, but raiding is a team effort and if you can help, you should do it. For Mythic Plus, the first thing you need to look out for is if you need to be the Bloodlust for the group. If not, you play without a pet. If yes, you need a Ferocity pet of any kind. For solo content, your best choice is a Scalehide. The leech they provide can be very useful and they have a 50% damage reduction on a 1 minute cooldown. Definitely the best pick for marksman hunters in Delves and other solo content. Survival. For raiding it doesn't really matter too much. You can either pick a Ferocity pet for the 4% leech or a Tenacity pet for the 5% increased max health and the Fortitude of a Bear ability. Which one you pick is really up to you. But if the boss or the adds have healing abilities, you want to pick either Carrion birds, Ravagers, Scorpions or Wasps for Ferocity and Direhorns, Hydras, Lizards or River Beasts for Tenacity. They have a Mortal Wounds ability which can help out a lot in these fights. For Mythic Plus, you want to go with a Ferocity healing reduction pet since they offer you a Bloodlust and the mentioned healing reduction. Again, these are either Carrion birds, Ravagers, Scorpions or Wasps. And for solo content, once again you want to pick Ferocity for the 4% leech, preferably a tanky one like Scalehides. And there you have it, the most useful hunter pets in the game. Since I have a lot of other hunter pet related content, you might want to consider to subscribe to the channel and check out my playlist. Until next time, see ya!